Welcome to Inside Games, the only gaming news show brave enough to offer a firm shrug at Assassin's Creed Shadows' surprise delay.
Yeah. There it is, I guess. Based on everyone's reactions to Star Wars Outlaws, it seems like people just weren't really holding their breath for another Ubisoft open world game.
Oh, come on, not Assassin's Creed. Folks apparently were waiting for throwback PlayStations, though, based on the ravenous scalping we're now seeing for Sony's limited 30-year anniversary PlayStations.
Yeah, I could have seen that one coming, I guess. We've also got a few more tales of intrigue on this week's Inside Games Roundup. Apparently, former Blizzard founder Mike Morhaime left the company back in 2018 due to repeated clashes with also former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick.
Oh, the worst. And we've got a game sequel that made just about everyone happy for a change, which is very weird.
Yeah, just about. Some of the same people that are mad at Assassin's Creed Shadows might also be mad at this sequel. It'll be a mystery until we get there, though. We got a little bit of something for everyone on this week's Inside Games Roundup. So let's kick things off by hearing about a game delay from the one Inside Games reporter that's always on time. Brian Gaar, please tell us about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, Ubisoft is in a bit of a crisis. They're smoking cigarettes over in Paris and just stressing out. The news is they announced that Star Wars Outlaws underperformed and that, yes, they are delaying the next Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft said that Assassin's Creed Shadows now delayed 3 months till February 14th of next year. Previously, it was due to drop on November 15th.
Yeah, in the announcement, they blamed the delay on a weak performance for the new title Star Wars Outlaws and lower than expected profit in the current quarter.
In a statement, they said, while the game is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title.
Yeah, talking about Star Wars Outlaws specifically, they said that those sales were softer than expected, but they added that their development teams are, quote, currently fully mobilized to swiftly implement a series of updates to polish and improve the player experience in order to engage a large audience during the holiday season to position Star Wars Outlaws as a strong long-term performer. Basically, we're not giving up on it. We hope it's going to do well over the holidays, and it's expected to launch on Steam, Star Wars Outlaws, November 21st.
That's the most important part, the Steam part. There it is. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot admitted that the company's second quarter fell short of expectations and vowed to launch, quote, a review aimed at further improving our execution.
Yeah, they probably had some expectations for Star Wars Outlaws. Most people do when it's got the Star Wars name on it. They also acknowledge that their games have been getting a lot of flack from some gamers who complain that the company's gone woke with a woman protagonist in Outlaws and a black protagonist, Yasuke, in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Guillemot addressed the recent backlash saying, I want to reaffirm that we're an entertainment-first company, creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda.
Kind of sounds like Marlon Brando.
Really, yeah, toward the end there.
Ubisoft stock tanked after that news, plunging 19% on Thursday to the company's lowest price in more than a decade.
The company's board is not very happy with that performance, as you might imagine. Ubisoft Executive Committee and Board of Directors have announced they're going to launch a, quote, review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. That sounds terrifying. Whatever that means, I'm sure it's not in our benefit, but whatever, there's no problem an executive committee can't rub their heads together and solve, isn't there? I don't know about that. I feel like it's really just they learned that they can't launch off of Steam. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it feels like Star Wars Outlaws, everything about it was trying to push people towards Ubisoft Plus, and I think everybody said no thanks. So they put a lot of heat behind it. They thought it was going to drive a lot of subscriptions, and it didn't. But now they're just going back to selling the game as normal on Steam, and that's probably, I expect that's the pivot with Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. They probably expected that to be a big Ubisoft Plus pusher. And since Star Wars couldn't do it, they're like, whoa, Assassin's Creed can't. Now we just need to make money. So they're going to try to redo the launch of the game under the guise of giving it a little more patch and a little more stability, which Outlaws could have used as well. I don't know. What do you guys think about this delay?
I think games like this, like Star Wars Outlaws, wait a few months and you can get it for $40 written all over it. So I don't know. To me, that's just what it feels like. I do want to play it, but it never felt like just a day one buy.
Yeah, a lot of people said that when I was streaming Star Wars Outlaws, and I remember right before it came out, Lawrence and I were like, man, this game could be really big. Like, it's really fun. We really enjoy it. And then I was like, I had an epiphany right before. I was like, wait a minute, it's not releasing on Steam. I was like, that's the problem. It's not releasing on Steam. There's no way this thing's going to sell as well as they want it to, or whatever their expectations were. And boy, it was like literally right on the money. I actually kind of expected it to sell better than it did. But it's Ubisoft. The reviews were middling, and it wasn't on Steam. So once they put it on Steam, and everyone's going to be like, I bet if they put it on Steam for $70, everyone's going to be like, wait a month, it'll be $50. And then everyone will buy it. So that's probably what will happen here.
Baffling. I mean, you could have played it for less than $20, but whatever. It's amazing how, like, yeah, being on Steam is vital for word of mouth. It's like if a game's not on Steam, people just don't talk about it, and then everyone assumes that it's not worth playing. So yeah, I didn't expect it to be that way, and to some degree, it's kind of worrying that Steam is becoming that important. But I like Steam, so it's not a problem yet.
Steam is weird. It's like Twitter almost. It's like it's still kind of the main thing. And if something happens there, like you can put it out on another social media, but like Twitter still sort of has that cachet. That's what it feels like. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of, I don't know, video games, a co-founder of Blizzard said that he left the company because Bobby Kotick sucks.
I mean, duh.
Breaking news. I know. I'll give you a chance to get up off your chair and get back to your desk. Blizzard co-founder Mike Morhaime left Blizzard in 2018, reportedly because he was tired of fighting with the former Activision CEO. That's according to an excerpt from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier's new book about Blizzard that's due out October 8th.
Activision acquired Blizzard in 2007, and Morhaime tried for years to keep Blizzard insulated from its new owners. That got harder in 2013 when Blizzard canceled Project Titan, an FPS MMO that was actually supposed to be the next World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that cancellation ultimately cost Blizzard around $80 million, which prompted Kotick to step in. He pushed Blizzard to hire a chief financial officer, Armin Zerza, to keep costs in check. Apparently, Zerza just, quote, kept talking about how to make as much money as possible, according to one former employee. It's kind of their job, right? Anyway.
That's his job. Yeah, that's his job. Yeah.
Apparently, at one point, they suggested killing the annual BlizzCon convention. Irony of ironies, they've done that now, but whatever.
Yeah, Morhaime, who Schreier said was worshipped by many Blizzard employees, continued to battle Kotick as the years went by, and just defending various things like their need for customer service employees at Blizzard and its own cinematics team.
At one point, he wrote an email to Kotick saying that he believed, quote, preserving Blizzard's culture and magic was a necessity in order to attract and retain, quote, the best creative talent in the world. He said that it had been, quote, increasingly hard for me to provide Blizzard leadership and staff confidence that Blizzard has a stable future.
Like anyone has a stable future once they get acquired. Sheesh. Morhaime left the company in 2018 and went on to start the new game studio and publisher Dreamhaven. As far as we know, things have been fine at Blizzard since. I don't know about that. I don't think they've been fine for a long time, but that's okay.
Little tongue-in-cheek. I wrote that. Yeah. Oh, and a little bit more Blizzard news. IGN reports that they're trying for a third time to make a StarCraft shooter. This time, former Far Cry executive producer Dan Hay, and he's been at Blizzard about 2 years now. But he is in charge of the operation, so we'll see. They still are going to give that a shot.
Here's the thing: if this one ships, then Kotick was right. Here, okay. There is it's really easy to write the narrative in reverse, right? Morhaime was the good guy, Kotick was the bad guy. But remember, they got found liable from the federal government and the California state government of sexual discrimination across Blizzard Entertainment during Morheime's run. That was his run of the company. And they didn't ship anything for like 10 years while Morhaime was there. So, okay, fine. But also they have to make games of some time. So I don't know. I have also talked to some Blizzard employees, and that environment is very nice to think about, but it also leads to developers doing nothing for months, which is fine too. If you make a studio that like launches World of Warcraft and you have infinite money and you want to create a utopia where developers can eat, 3 meals out of the company canteen and just write cool ideas on dry erase boards all day, that should be your prerogative as a studio employer. But damn, man, Blizzard has not been a shipping studio for a long time. They had to integrate Vicarious Visions into Blizzard just to get them to ship Diablo 4. And that's been the biggest product aside from Overwatch that they've done in the last 10 years. So I can kind of, as a business owner, I can see Kotick getting really frustrated that Blizzard is just burning cash and producing no products. That's all I can say.
Please buy our new line of Bobby Kotick was right t-shirts.
Not defending the man or his management, but from a monetary standpoint, he had a leg to stand on, and that's his entire role as the owner of the company.
$80 million, yeah, that's going to get you some attention from the boss when you lose that much.
Speaking of video games and game companies that everybody loves, the Ghost of Tsushima sequel was announced at State of Play. So Sony's State of Play event was this week, and the mic drop announcement was the sequel to 2020's Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, this is how you ship games. This is fast by AAA standards these days.
Yeah.
This game is called Ghost of Yotei. It'll launch in 2025. Developer Sucker Punch showed off a nice amount of footage too, with some just incredible cinematics. They're really showing off their cinematic leaning with a lot of those framings and so good. Game will have a different setting and a new protagonist, Atsu.
Yeah, it takes place in 1603. That's 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima in the lands surrounding Mount Yotei, according to a PlayStation blog post.
Sucker Punch said that this area was, quote, outside the rule of Japan and filled with sprawling grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. It's a far cry. Wait a minute, hold on. That's not this game. From the organized samurai clans who lived in Tsushima.
The devs added that they, quote, wanted to maintain the core pillars established in Ghost of Tsushima, playing as a wandering warrior in feudal Japan, offering freedom to explore at your own pace, and highlighting the beauty of the world. That sounds great. Sign me up.
Sucker Punch is quickly becoming one of my most favorite developers. Cannot wait for this. And if you're upset that the protagonist is a woman, you have a problem. It's time to reflect on you as a person.
Dude, it's been wild. I follow some misanthropic subreddits just to keep a finger on the pulse. And it is amazing seeing them thrash to figure out how it's okay to be upset at this game. They basically just go after individuals and scrub their track record for any mention of a cause that they don't agree with to be like, ha! Man, you guys have got to fucking calm down. Anyway. It's a fun video game. I can't wait.
Next up, pre-order started this week for the PS5 Pro and a limited edition PS5 Pro 30-year anniversary bundle. And whoo, the scalpers having a field day with that anniversary bundle. I think what happened was the pre-order window opened up kind of in the US last. So scalpers from around the world jumped in on it, and they're already listing the bundle. It retails for just under $1,000, but they are going for insane prices.
Yeah, we looked on eBay and saw some bundles listed at $5,000. What the fuck? The Gamer found other bundles listing for $10,000. This is stupid, which is a lot. Please don't buy this. Even for a PS5 Pro, an extra controller, a controller charging station, a console cover for the disc drive, a few other things. I mean, it's a great bundle. $1,000, in my opinion, was maybe a little too much. You get the limited edition PlayStation poster and a PlayStation paperclip, but at the same time, don't buy the scalped ones. Please don't encourage these assholes.
The panels are replaceable. Why didn't they just make PlayStation panels? You don't have to buy a whole new PS5. Well, I think I know why. Anyway, only 12,300 of the anniversary bundles will be sold. So if you've got a ton of discretionary income and feel like lighting it on fire, go for it. I don't know. Hey, people are going to do what they want to do.
I gotta have that paperclip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need it. I need to reclaim my childhood. I'm sorry, folks. It's gone. The 90s are gone. We got to move on.
All right, let's do a 5-second review. This is Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince, in case we need an announcement.
I'm sorry, Brian, how do you manage to talk about Dragon Quest every 5-second review? I don't understand.
Okay, I have a reason. It's out now on Steam and iOS, so this is technically a new release. But also, I've been playing it all week, and I just hit that video game nirvana feeling when you like get to a hard boss and the boss just beats you. Like you try it like 5 or 6 times and the boss is like, yeah, come back when you're ready. And so I spent like several days doing my research, grinding, min-maxing. I went back last night and just thrashed it. I was yelling at the screen. It's the best. It's why we play video games.
All right, let's talk about the video games that are coming out this week. First up, Zoocosis. Zoocosis is a body cam horror simulation game. You're a zookeeper. Identify infected mutant animals, make a vaccine, and cure them. Will you save all of them and survive? No. It comes out on PC September 30th.
This next one sounds awesome. Kill Knight is an ultra-responsive, arcade-inspired isometric action shooter. Condemned to eternal sufferance deep within the voids of an eldritch arena, you must wield an arsenal of devastating weaponry to obliterate swarms of otherworldly horrors and master the demon within. Kill Knight comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X on October 2nd.
Next up, SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game. Step into Patrick's shorts and create hilarious physics-based mayhem as you make the open world of Bikini Bottom your playground. It comes to PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and the Xbox Series X, October 4th.
Up next, Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream. In this online co-op action game, enter a distorted version of the Sword Art Online world. Pick your role in the form of favorite Sword Art Online characters and team up with 20 players for raids to defeat powerful enemies. It comes to pretty much every single platform, October 4th.
And to kick off spooky season, we've got Until Dawn, in case you're just fiending for more Sony-based remasters. This remake of 2015's Until Dawn invites you to relive the nightmare and immerse yourself in a gripping slasher horror where every decision can make the difference between life and death. Until Dawn comes to PC and PS5 on October 4th.
And we've got some Inside Games patrons. They support our Inside Games Patreon every single month. They would never, ever delay their support for Inside Games like Ubisoft has delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows. Redden 003, Zach the Hack, Brandon Young, and Matt Bogenberger. Thank you very much for never delaying like Ubisoft.